I forgot to mention, once you have this lined up, the micro registration system has an extra hex nut on it, so you can tighten these up. So you can show you here, zoom this in. So you just want to tighten it up once you have it on the right spot. Give you a little bit of stability so it won't move while you're printing. Okay, this is how I line up my pocket artwork. And by the looks of it, it's right on the money where I need it to be. So when I planned this out to where to put it on the screen to burn it on the emulsion, I first put the t-shirt on here and measured out. It's about 7 inches here and then 5 inches to the center here. And I just measured this length from my registry mark to the 2-inch marker here. So the way I measured it, and it was probably on my previous video, from the edge of the wood here to my registry marker, it's about 3 inches and 5/8. That registry mark should be on the 2-inch line on your plan. And when you create your artwork, I did this on an Illustrator, so it was easy to adjust the length. If you don't have Illustrator and you have to do everything by the laser printer and on transparency, you'll have to kind of play around with it and put it in the right spot. But that's just the downfall. If you're just using Word, you're really limited on how to make your artwork. But when you have Photoshop, Illustrator, it makes it so much easier. I think we're ready to print now. Alright, for our off contact spacing, we're just going to use pieces of cardboard and tape it onto the screen. Just take some Scotch tape. The purpose of the off contact is to give you 1/8 space or 1/16 of a space between the plan and the screen. Well, I guess it will be the t-shirt when you're printing. When you push down with the squeegee, pressing the ink down, you want to be able to have the screen lift up a little bit so the ink would go onto the screen. I've done this without any off contact before, and the ink didn't fully stick to the t-shirt. So you can just put 2 on the right near to the micros, because that's where the edge of the platen is, and then 1 close by the top here. You can put it close by your registry mark. Alright, so when you put it on, it has a little bit of space in between. Then, let me just leave this on here. I have these low adhesive tape. This is preferable to use when taping the sides of your screen to prevent the ink going through where you don't want it to go through. And make sure when you're done all this, you already check you have no pinholes. Cover up the pinholes. I can't remember if I talked about that when I was doing the part on the emulsion. That. So I'm just going to add a little bit more, another tape on this side. Since this is the pocket, I'm going to just have ink on this side and not worried about this side, so most of the ink and my squeegee is going to be this big, doing the pocket size. I'll do the rest and we'll do a test print. Alright, I usually have a adhesive spray that I use, but I bought this liquid adhesive and I actually don't really like this, but this is the only thing I have and I got plenty of it, so I got to use it up, and the little spout thing doesn't work anymore. But this stuff is pretty strong. What you do is, that's a little too much, but we'll take it out. Spread it around like so. And what do you need to do after you spread this out? So you need to dry it, heat set it. I'm just going to use a regular heat gun. It's what I use for my curing. It's not the best thing in the world, probably not recommended. But when you're starting off with a low budget, you do what you can. I want to move up to one of those stand-up heaters. They cost around $400. Probably go find one in eBay, like $250 or something like that. If you're lucky, probably find it in a thrift store. If you're really lucky. Very rare, but you keep your eyes on that on Craigslist or in eBay. So you want to spread this out as much as you can. I just use a piece of cardboard here to spread it out. Like I said, we have to set it. Oops. Take a heat gun. You do this for about a minute, 30 seconds for each spot. When you have a heating element, a curing element, you just let it sit there for 1 minute so that the glue would dry, and you could do a good number of t-shirts before you need to reapply the adhesive. But like I said, this stuff is pretty hard to remove once you clean up your plan. Alright, I'll cut this because I need to take more time drying this up. It's pretty good right now, but I'll dry it up a little bit more. Alright, so just to let you know, I have this piece of masonite board that I have on the bottom. It's just a scrap piece of wood. I just have this on the bottom of my floor, and this is where I put my heat gun, because the tip of it is really hot, so you don't want to touch it, and you don't want it to, if you're touching the carpet, it will really burn the house. So be very careful, be safety minded. We are going to start printing here soon. I'm going to cut so I can put the ink on the screens here. But we're going to put the flex trim design first on the back. This is a test t-shirt. This is what I used to wear at my last competition. It's a very small t-shirt. When you get these t-shirts from t-shirtwholesaler.com or wherever you get your t-shirts, usually when you get them, they have lines in them that you could line up. It's a little wrinkle because I already used it. Alright, getting excited. We're getting ready to print some t-shirts here. Alright, we're going to start off with red.